What's up, beautiful people of YouTube? My name is Don, and I'm your sober traveler. If you're new to my channel, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button. This will really help my channel, and this will really help with my algorithm. Also, hit the notification button so you can get updates on the newest and the latest news on the metaverse, Bloktopia, NFTs, and anything in this space. Well, without further ado, guys, let's get straight into the video. If you guys are as bullish as I am about Blocktopia, then this is the channel for you guys. I just want you guys just to hold on tight, man, because this is gonna be a roller coaster, okay? And there's gonna be some ups and downs, but this is a journey. This is a journey into success, guys. You just gotta hold on tight and be patient, because I really feel like Blocktopia is going straight to the moon. And if you feel like I do, then that's why you're here. Because you want to get the latest information on Blocktopia and how you can maneuver your money and how you can pivot and profit in this horrible economy of hyperinflation. Well, without further ado, let's get straight into the video, guys. This is the co-founder of Blocktopia. He's going to explain to you guys all you need to know about Blocktopia, okay? If you want me to make more videos, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I love you guys, and God bless.
Today, PADDY CARROLL, who's a co-founder and CMO at Bloktopia. Hi, PADDY.
Hey, Constantine. Thanks for having me on, mate.
Yes, I'm really excited about it. Like, full disclosure, like, we are also investors in the project. So not that I'm gonna be a little biased, but I want the world to know about the project because I really think it's exceptional. We're going to talk about NFTs. We're going to talk about the metaverse concept. We're going to talk about who are this new breed of people, Blocktopians, who earn revenue just by playing and using the NFTs, and really exciting story how you're selling, like, the skyscraper, like 21 level for 21 million people, like, to find the recognition and many other like interesting things. But before we start, like traditionally, I just have to throw a disclaimer that this content is for informational purposes only. You should not construe any such information or other material as legal, tax, investment, financial, or any other advice. It's morning for me, so you can see like I'm not like so articulate, like so I apologize for that. So Paddy's in Manchester, like you can hear, you'll hear soon enough like his exceptional English, right? So there'll be a contrast to my American version. So we can start. Listen, tell us, like, maybe introduce us a little bit of what is Bloktopia, right? And how did you come up with the idea with Ross and the team, right? And what experience do people like who are using your product they might have in the beginning?
Absolutely, I'll do that. I think before I start, I just wanted to say hi to everyone. My understanding is that Blocktopia has been really well received by the community. So yeah, thank you so much for that. And I've never had my English described as exceptional before, so it's a good way to start. It's a good way to start. Look, Blocktopia was devised by myself and Ross, as you've touched on. We're old university friends, so we've never actually worked fully together before. We've kind of had plenty of ideas over the years, but nothing's ever quite happened, and had our separate careers. I'm from a marketing and advertising background, so I've worked for the likes of BT Group and Sky over here in the UK. Ross is a bit more of a crypto expert, so he's been in the crypto world for a few years now, and sort of I guess the large part of Blocktopia was his vision, his creation. He brought me in to kind of, I suppose, talk a little bit more about the commercial side and how this could be a viable product that we got out. So we put our heads together, and I thought, I'm going to take the plunge, join Ross, build Blocktopia out. I guess the third important part and relationship that was made was with Simon Benson, our CTO. Simon looks after the product, how it's actually going to be built, and the three of us sort of crafted Blocktopia. So look, we're building a metaverse. It is a skyscraper, essentially. and you spawn on the outside of the skyscraper, enter Blocktopia, and straight away, really, you're immersed in a world of crypto. So there's 21 floors to commemorate 21 million Bitcoin. And I guess the best way of summing up Blocktopia is everything that you would want to know about crypto will be in that building, will be in that skyscraper. So there's no real reason to go anywhere else. Put simply, there's obviously a lot more to it than that. We our kind of strap line is learn, earn, play, and create. So there's 4 big elements to it. Mm-hmm. The learn element really is for people who are new to crypto. Look, I mean, we all know over the last year or so, in particular, crypto's exploded, and the awareness of cryptocurrencies globally is really going through the roof. And I think that's great, but you know, I'm relatively new to crypto myself. I think I didn't really know where to turn, what to look at, how to fully immerse myself in the world, and we see Blocktopia playing an important part there. But also, if you're an expert, you can come into our world as well. What we're going to have is kind of all the key brands, all the key exchanges, all the key projects are going to be in there. So you can actually trade within Blocktopia. You can go and see seminars and engage in those. There'll be TED Talks. There'll be all sorts of immersive content. And effectively, we want everything to be in the building so that there's every learning opportunity that there is within crypto. From a earn perspective, we can probably get into this in a little bit more detail, but we're going to have our native token block. There'll be lots of ways to win block. There'll be lots of opportunities to buy things like NFTs, which are revenue generating. From a play creative, we are also going to have gaming angles in there. So floor 21 right up at the top is going to be a gaming zone. There'll be lots of free-to-play games where you can win block. There'll be lots of just fun opportunities to hang out with friends and game together. And we're speaking to brands inside and outside of the crypto world about what that could look like. And then finally create. So you'll have your own avatar. You'll be able to customize your clothing. You'll be able to customize any space that you buy. There'll be lots of opportunities to integrate that with the real world as well. So it's kind of the brief overview of what we mean by learn and play and create is that. So yeah, look, we're just really excited by it, Konstantin. There's lots going on at the moment, so lots to chat through, really.
No, that's exceptional. Listen, before we go into the weeds, and you're building Polygon, right? So that will allow you to scale faster, right? Because right now we see a lot of projects who are in Ethereum, they just experience a little bit of like slow down in their growth just because of the gas fees. Like you will not have this problem, which is already a great thing to have. And then I think, the fact that you are doing the metaverse first person experience, right? And that will be very like immersive. I've seen the demos, it looks really exciting. Now, before we go into those questions, how can you actually experience that? Like really, really quick one. Why the number 21? What's the magic behind the 21 specifically?
Yeah, it's basically to commemorate 21 million Bitcoin. So there's a floor for every million Bitcoin that there'll ever be. And I guess that's, there's a bit of a fun angle on that. Blocktopia will be 21 floors. We're going to be selling NFTs on all of those floors. And that's our vision for now. It is a metaverse, so anything's possible. Whatever the future may hold in terms of expansion, we've not really considered, but it's an opportunity in the future potentially. But for now, it's 21 floors, and we're really focusing on the architecture of those floors and building them out so that they're as engaging as possible.
And I assume, given the fact that you're all from Great Britain, there is some also I would say some allusions to George Orwell, right? The the utopian society, and I'm sure if someone read Animal Farm or 1984, they'll find a lot of interesting encrypted messages in the skyscraper. But again, those are more philosophical questions. We're going to talk about that maybe.
I think you're right. There's influences that we definitely take from Orwell. There's influences that we take from all sorts of things. I think we're surprising ourselves with the influencers that are popping up in Blocktopia, but we've got a really cool team that have worked on Sony PlayStation building this out. So they're just full of ideas on a daily basis, and they've obviously had the experience of building things out for PlayStation games before. So every day is just kind of exciting because it allows us to share our ideas, kind of thrash things out, see if we agree, and yeah, it should, fingers crossed, end up looking really visually like a really great product.
Yeah, no, I have no doubt about it, because like a lot of gamers already made hundreds of reviews on your platform, I think. So before we talk about the revenue streams, because that was some of the community, they asked me specifically about those questions, right?
Yeah.
When is the release? Let's give people like a little bit of taste, when do they have to expect the real like alpha product?
Yeah, there's a few key dates. So we're aiming for later this month. That doesn't sound very much like a commitment of a date, but I think we're hoping for around the 20th or in the subsequent week after that, we'll have a prototype that we can start to share with the world. So we're going to be taking that step by step. There'll be little kind of leaks of information and content as we go along. Okay. But what we want to do is be able to give the world something where they can actually play around a little bit with that demo, go in, have a little walk around, see what it looks like. So that's going to be later this month. We've got the IDO and IEO, which is going to be the 29th of September. And then basically what will happen from the end of September, we'll get into a period of time where we're going through the rounds of NFT sales. Whilst that's happening kind of at the same time, we're going to continue to just be building the world. So it's literally a case of, as you would build a skyscraper, we'll have the ground level, that'll be our prototype, and we'll just be building floor by floor. So look, we're looking at January 2022, where we'll be in a position where Blocktopia will be fully functioning. It'll all be polished up, all be looking great, and we'll have something live that everyone can start to access.
So that's exciting. So September 20th, preliminary, and then please follow the, the official channels for more information. Okay, so that's good. The other question is obviously like let's go to the earning opportunities, right? Because that sounds exciting that you have this fun concept of block, reblock, and add block, right? But we want to understand how to practically give us example. How let's say I'm a gamer. I want to use your ecosystem, right, to either buy block as a token or to sell block. How do I buy real estate? How do I make money with you guys? Let's put it this way.
Yeah, sure. So there's two ways. We've devised two things called reblock and add block. So reblock refers to real estate, and I'll just read off a list, actually, the anchor tenants we've got on board at the moment. So we've got Polygon, Dex Tools, DuckDAO, Wendio, Avalanche, Travala, Collateral. So kind of a lot of the major crypto brands. We're having lots of different conversations with exchanges, obviously, and IDOs at the moment that we're wanting to work with. And we kind of see all of these anchor tenants within Blocktopia from day one. So these guys will be tenants for the real estate space on the key floors. There are three key floors: the ground floor, which is level 1, floor 6, which is where the auditorium is, where there are going to be a lot of talks, TED Talks. There's going to be concerts. There's going to be exhibitions. All kinds of stuff can happen in the auditorium as per what may happen in a regular auditorium. And
you need a token to enter it, right?
So I guess Blocktopia in general, it's worth touching on the fact that it's free to enter. You don't need to purchase Block, which is our native token, to get into Blocktopia. But it goes without saying, really, that the more Block you have, the more you can do within Blocktopia. So there's going to be opportunities to earn Block at every stage, just in general. So up on floor 21, where where we've got the gaming zone, we'll have a free-to-play game where at an appointed time every day, someone can just come and play and could win block for free every day. Really, it's about trying to get as much block as possible to be able to allow you to do the things that you might want to do, because with the play and create elements, there are going to be people that want to go in there, that want to build out their avatar, make them look really cool. They're going to want to own their own real estate, which is the reblock. And to do that, they need to purchase NFTs in that reblock. So each piece of land, I suppose if you think of Blocktopia as like a shopping mall, each shop is purchasable with NFTs. So you can purchase that NFT, and then the tenant, say that is Travala, for example, they will pay a rental fee to the NFT holder. So there's opportunity there for the NFT holder to not only kind of accrue asset appreciation through holding the NFT, but also they can get a rental fee from the tenant that's in that space. And the advertising ad block works in exactly the same way. So I'm from a marketing and advertising background. I've run and held budgets, up into the tens of millions, and what the way that advertising kind of tends to work is that you sign up with a media agency, and the media agency will purchase the advertising space that's right for you. Blocktopia will we're working with a company called Anzu, who are going to be that agency working on our behalf. They're big in gaming, so they provide us two things: the software, and they provide us a list of advertising clients, global clients outside of the crypto world that are ready to go straight away. So these brands will be advertising within Blocktopia from day one, and that obviously generates revenue, and holding NFT and ad block in those advertising units will also generate revenue for the NFT holders. So I guess we're doing the regular thing where you purchase an NFT and it might go up or it might go up in value, but what it's definitely going to do is generate revenue for you from real estate, which is just renting out and getting a fee from your tenant, or advertising, which is getting a fee from the advertisers.
So let me ask you, when you're saying renting out, so who the tenant? Let's clarify that. Like for me as a tenant on the opposite side of the equation, right? What is the incentive to rent a room or any space? Let's put it this way.
I guess the incentives, the content in the world. So it's one big ecosystem, really. If you buy our vision, that Blocktopia is the only place that you need to visit for anything crypto related. So I guess, think about yourself when you wake up in the morning, which I know it's early over there, so you've not done too long ago. And you might look on your phone, you might go to 3-4 websites to consume crypto information. Our vision for Blocktopia is that everything's there. So the beauty of that is that hopefully that generates a large amount of daily active users into our world. But these are people who are coming for different reasons. They've all got different reasons. And if you can categorize them within, they might be coming to play, they might be coming to earn, they might be coming to create, all of the different reasons that we've got. That means you're reaching an audience that you might not necessarily have reached as a business, so as a crypto business. So we're offering tenants opportunities to be in Blocktopia, to reach larger and different audiences that they might not regularly get from visiting their website. And our kind of pitch to them so far has been going really well. So we've got, like I say, quite a lot of major crypto brands on board so far. What they are signing up to is a 12-month deal where they will have anchor tenancy space, and their rental fee will be free of charge for up to 12 months. And then after that 12-month point, they will either make a decision where they want to purchase the NFTs from the NFT holders, or they want to pay rent to the NFT holders. So it's kind of like a bit of a try before you buy in this world before the NFTs start making revenue. So from a reblock perspective, you'll get the asset appreciation from day one. The tenancy fee from anchor tenants in the major spaces will be a little bit later down the line, but they're probably still the key NFTs because they are in the key areas of Blocktopia. On all of the other floors where there are lots of other NFTs, there's different options that you've got there. So there may be people that want to come along and get a tenant just for the visitors and the reach into the different audience there. But there are people who own those NFTs might also want to just do something themselves with that space. They might not want to get a tenancy fee for those, so they might want to create their own world in that space as well. As an NFT holder, though, say you own an NFT in one of the key areas that, say, Binance, for example, purposes own on the ground floor, you will have a vote as an NFT holder in what happens in that space, along with all the other NFT holders that there are. So there'll be a 50-50 split. Blocktopia will own 50 NFTs in each space, and then there'll be 50 NFT holders. So one person might own all 50 of those NFTs, or there might be 50 separate people. And there'll always be a voting system for each piece of real estate as to, do we bring a tenant in? Do we want to take a rent from them? What do we want to do with this place? So it allows everyone to kind of have a vote and have a say in that space.
You create like metaverse landlords, so another new.
Yeah. I guess, we've taken a lot of lessons though from how things operate in the real world, and real estate and landlords and advertising. It's absolutely something that can happen in a metaverse as well. We're trying to think. I think skeptical is the wrong word, but NFTs are really blowing up at the moment, and that's great. But I think, will the regular NFTs that are maybe being sold for really high prices at the moment be able to maintain their value in 3, 4, 5 years' time, unless they can do something else, unless they can offer some sort of ongoing revenue generation for the holder? I'm not so sure. Maybe they will, but I think what we are offering is that opportunity, and as such, hopefully, they become more valuable NFTs for the holders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the reason why I like your project also, besides the cool like 3D and metaverse like concepts, is also because your token utility makes sense, right? So you're when I was researching it, so you're also going to have the burning mechanism, which is also good for the token economy, right? And and there are several layers how you can actually utilize token, right? So it's not like artificially inbuilt, but that makes a lot of sense, right? So maybe like we talked a little bit, we touched the point of governance model, right? Because you enable basically the users to vote for any decisions that will happen in the ecosystem, right? So that's another reason for people, like that's more like real decentralization concept. And let me ask you, like, what are we missing, like on a big scale, right? What do you believe the Bloktopia will be? So we're now here in September 2021. Let's do a little bit of a projection. Like, the product is already out. You have millions of users, and what do you see is going to happen, like, in the ecosystem, specifically in yours, like how it's going to evolve?
Yeah, of course. I think the way that I see, so look, there's been some really positive conversations at the moment, as I've touched on with brands in the crypto world. Blocktopia will always be crypto focused. What we want to do is, and this is going to be a slower progression, and I don't think can necessarily happen from day one, but we want to show that there's a space for people to openly be able to talk about crypto, to kind of remove all of these potential stigmas that there are in the world about cryptocurrency, and bring content into the world. I think if you look at various social media platforms at the moment, for example, there are certain restrictions that people have to abide by relating to cryptocurrency, and they won't exist in Blocktopia. Blocktopia will allow anyone to come in and talk about cryptocurrency, and will be a world where I suppose crypto is a safe space, and so that will be the core of our content. But that doesn't mean that just because you're into crypto, you're not into buying Nike trainers, or you're not into watching a Jake Paul boxing match, or you're not into, a soccer team, a team in the NBA, whatever it might be. People that are into crypto are also into things in the real world as well, and so that's how we see it evolving over time. I think it'll be from the kickoff, it might be a harder sell into the likes of Nike, into the likes of major brands that we might want to see within Blocktopia, but there's going to be some really cool things that we can do where the avatar, for example, could end up wearing some like Nike, going into a Nike store, buying an NFT of Nike trainers for their avatar, and then those trainers actually get sent to someone's house as well. We can stream concerts in there, we can stream sporting events in there. It is about, I guess, evolving that content so it just becomes super cool. It's the best content that you can get anywhere, and there are just no reasons not to want to go into Blocktopia to consume information. So that's what it's all about. That's how we're going to grow Blocktopia out, and I suppose get people excited, get people wanting to visit on a daily basis.
Yeah, and I think this trend is actually proliferating in the industry of retailers. Like I'm sure you've heard the news, like that Gap Inc. Like they bought like the 3D avatar company Draper, right? So that's happening across like Adidas, like Nike, everywhere, right? And I'm sure this is definitely the future. You're very early in it. Let's be honest, right? It's still like it's in a gaming industry is very widespread, and people understand it, people who are on Discord, on Reddit, and but in a lot of other areas of the world, like it's still relatively new. The concept is innovative, it's incredibly disruptive, but it's relatively new. So I will ask you two tough questions as a person who understands marketing, right? And then I will ask you like short answers, right? We'll do the short blitz. So first, what is the one pain that you're solving for your customers? Let's start with this one. And the second will be considering this pain, how are you going to acquire millions of users?
So I think the pain point is basically, and I've got to be careful with my wording here, because crypto by its very nature is decentralized, isn't it? And that's great. There's, that we all want that. That's a great thing. But I think that also means, because it's so new and there are lots of different elements to consider, it can be quite fragmented. I think the beauty of Blocktopia, which is different to any other metaverse that I think we're aware of at this moment in time anyway, is that it brings everything kind of under one roof. So, you could go to a sandbox, a Decentraland. I think these metaverses play a part with their own communities, which are great and are obviously really successful, but they're very different to Blocktopia. Blocktopia is about containing all of the content about crypto, that a lot of it which already exists, but bringing it all together into one space so that it's just easy to navigate around our world. It's easy to access information, but there's also fun you can have in there. There's also revenue you can generate from there as well. So that is really the concept and the pain point that it's trying to solve is saving the time of just kind of going around looking at different
the creation and unification, content, features, and everything. So this ubiquitous ecosystem which helps you to learn, play, and earn, right? In a nutshell. Ubiquitous, I'm trying to get my words out, is exactly the word that I was searching for. I think we've written that in some of our messaging recently, actually. So yeah, that's exactly the word. You see, like I cannot pronounce it the way you do, but I do my best. And so let's also like so the second part of the question. So what is, maybe I will even elaborate on this. Like, what are geographical focus of yours right now at the moment, and how do you foresee acquiring millions of users to be part of your amazing ecosystem?
Yeah, there's 3 parts to the growth plan, really, which is the brand itself. So I'm from a brand marketing background. I think it's really easy at a startup level, but also as an established business, to forget about the brand, what its proposition is, who it's appealing to, what they want. So we're doing loads of research at the moment about who's going to be interested in Blocktopia, and you know, hopefully the signs are positive so far. But geographically, I think that's a really interesting one. The first world that we build is going to be English speaking. I think we're still to sort of consider further down the line how that might expand. But obviously the kind of major English speaking countries will be geographically our first target. And so we're building a world. There's a little bit of a cyberpunk feel to it, which we think lends itself well to crypto. Blocktopia will be a tower that stands alone in kind of a dysfunctional world. So visuals outside of the world will be they'll be dysfunctional. It'll be kind of a decaying world, and Blocktopia will be this shining tower that pops up out of it. So that's kind of our branding. We've got lots of growth marketing plans. I think, you know, we will be putting paid marketing through social media, through lots of channels like Google and regular channels where people consume crypto. But also we'll be leaning a lot on our partners. So we're working, like I say, the brands that we're working with are the biggest in crypto, and they've got major audiences themselves. So, you know, we're going to be leaning on those guys to help push Blocktopia as well. And then the content itself, you know, I think once we've got as much awareness as possible out about Blocktopia, I think once people start consuming in the content that's in there will be no reason for them to go anywhere else. They will want to keep coming back because the content is everything that they need. It's really easy to access. And, you know, we're hoping that it's going to be their first port of call on a daily basis.
And yeah, I believe it will be. Listen, what you're building is really innovative, right? And you already have exceptional community, like, you know, really, I mean, big vibrant community. You can see if someone wants to check out like Telegram, Twitter, like, you know, you have already a lot of news out there, right? I assume like Discord is as the next avenue, right, you know, to capture the audience, right? What I would say, like, for now, right, you're still launching a lot of things, right? So there a lot of, we're talking the complexity of even, like, I was transferring the excitement from this, like, is hard because that's a metaverse. You have to experience it, right? And we're talking about like the hypothetical. But if you look at the roadmap of Blocktopia, you can see that the NFT marketplace, you know, you know, it's coming out, like the sales, you know, like of the real estate will be soon, right, live, and there'll be the more and more exciting opportunities to experience it, earn, and grow and learn in the ecosystem, right? So my kind of, to wrap it up, I will ask you the last question, which is more like a personal, right? Beside, like, we're all into business, we want to change the world, but there's also kind of a personal mission, you know, that we show to the world, right? So my question to you is, what is your purpose in life, and what is your, you know, how do you envision the meaning of life, and why you do what you do?
It's getting philosophical at the end, but yeah, good questions. Look, for me, there's two things that are the most important things in life. That's happiness and fun. And I think if you can achieve both, then you are in a really great position. I've got a young family of four, two young girls, and I want them to, above all, be happy and have fun in life. And I think that's what it's all about. I can tell you we're having a lot of fun building Blocktopia at the moment, and it's putting a smile on my face every day. I think I've not always had that in my career, and to be able to sort of tick the box at home and tick the box coming into work every day is a great position to be in.
Perfect. So that's amazing. You love what you do, Paddy, and you have a beautiful family, right? You know, so I'm sure that when your girls are going to grow up and they're going to experience like already like a community, multi-million community of Bloktopia, and they're gonna see you at the 21st level of the tower. They're gonna see, oh, my father was building this. So I wish
that's the idea. That'd be great.
Yeah, listen, that's the beauty. Sometimes we're like just enjoying life and building fun products, and we never know what's going to be the outcome, right? So you guys are doing an amazing job. I'm going to be one of the first to test the product when it's live, right? And keep up the good work. Listen, I appreciate the knowledge that you've shared with us. And again, I implore people to take a look at your website, to join the community, just to check it out and subscribe to all the news channels to see when it's going to be live, right? Again, it's not a long time. Like we're talking about 2 weeks, right, before the September 20th, and then I'm sure that's going to be the first step, and you're going to evolve, grow, and deliver some more exciting features. And that's what I sincerely wish you.
Yeah, thanks, Constantine. Look, I think from the end of this month, we're going to have lots and lots to be able to start sharing, which is great. So yeah, do look out on Telegram and Twitter for us, and there's lots of announcements and lots of cool visuals to be sharing.
Perfect. And I know that you're planning later on to do some giveaways also, like, you know, that's what I get some inside information. So that's another thing, like what people should be aware of. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, no, that's true. Let's not give too much away at this point, but yeah, we'll be sharing lots more in the coming weeks.
Perfect. All right, Paddy. So I wish you growth, happiness, prosperity, and as you mentioned, and fun. Let's do it with fun. Thank you so much, and we'll be sharing this interview in a bit.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.